Talk about today, boys. Today we're going to cover the Nintendo Direct conference today, the big Pewdiepie incident that everyone's talking about. So we'll give our shitty opinions on them, and a couple other things we're going to go through. And before we get into it, though, like every week, what have you guys been up to, Chris?
What have I been up to? I've been sick today, man. It kind of sucks.
That sucks.
Like, I was on my way to work, and I thought that I was feeling shitty because I just didn't get enough sleep. But throughout the day, I was like, no, I'm fucking sick. It kind of sucks. Like, it goes on and off, and it's fine.
You got like the sweats, nausea, headache.
It's not like really bad. It's just on and off all throughout the day. I feel like shit, and then I stop, and then I feel like shit. So we'll see. We'll see.
I think that's called AIDS. Might want to get yourself tested.
Chicken AIDS. I got chicken AIDS.
You got that bird flu. Those chickens.
Oh yeah, I got the bird flu. Exactly.
Oh no.
I haven't been streaming lately.
Yeah, you haven't been on almost a week, right?
Yeah, it's been about a week, week and a half, something like that.
Stacy said she couldn't make it to Mario Kart, and Chris was like, "I quit this bitch."
Yeah, well, I mean, what am I gonna do? Play Mario Kart with a bunch of strangers? Or...
I actually
be streaming that one dude who bitches about every level and not playing 200cc. Like he only wants to play 200cc and only on the levels that he's mastered. All other courses are fucked out.
I love my viewers, but I'm not going to let my Discord have everybody in it. Discord voice.
Yeah.
I actually took off Sunday. I could have played.
Oh.
I was home.
Fuck you. You kept giving me shit about it.
I know. What? You just not playing because of internet trouble or just not feeling good? What?
No, I'm just not feeling it, man. Like the thing about like Overwatch, I'm not that good, and I don't pay attention to chat that much. So it's like, why watch Chris play Overwatch? And I can't argue that. And Super Mario Maker, it's like the last Super Mario Maker stream that I had was just the levels were just torturous, and with Mario Kart. None of my friends showed up, so I'm not going to play that either. So I'm really having a problem like choosing a game and trying to get get my audience like rallying behind me and things like that. Maybe I'll play some Zelda Breath of the Wild or something like that. We'll see.
Didn't you stream that a little bit already?
I have streamed it, and I haven't played the game since the last time I streamed it because we talked about this last week or something. The game's just so huge and epic that it's almost daunting to try and do it.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see. Like I'm going to TwitchCon. It's not like I'm going to quit being a streamer, but it's just I'm trying to find myself and that kind of stuff.
When is TwitchCon? Is that a whole month away?
That is on the 20th of October, which is 2 days after my 40th birthday. Which means we're gonna fucking party.
Nice.
So there'll be a show the day of your birthday or the day before your birthday. So we'll have to bag on you extra hard.
Yeah, bang on me extra hard. Oh, bag. I'm sorry, you said bag.
Yeah.
Your wife's
I was gonna say I see Oda peeking behind.
Yeah.
Tell her come say hi.
Oda's interrupting the live show.
Tell her come say hi. Tell her give you a blowjob.
They want you to come over here and talk and possibly give me a blowjob.
Live on stream.
She said no.
But you're not feeling good.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. She just had a tooth pulled, so she can't.
Yeah, I was just saying he's got to give her a blowjob first.
Yeah. Why hasn't she been knitting lately? She used to do those knitting streams.
Yeah. She did, and then she got too involved with school.
Those were fun. I enjoyed those. They were relaxing.
Yeah,
they were really relaxing. They were fun.
She was supposed to make me a Spider-Man. I never got made.
Oh, you know what? I'll pressure her. We'll get it going on again.
Yeah, peer pressure.
Especially if I'm not streaming.
Yeah, she could stream on your channel, get a bigger audience than you.
I hear that boobs steal viewers. So
yeah.
Oh God. So the thing with that is we've all seen like Twitter. Like it's so weird. We had the booby streamer show, and then totally separate because they haven't been referencing us at all. But somehow,
and because we're not popular,
No, not at
nobody
all.
watches us.
we're not on
But-
anybody's radar.
But we there's all this Twitter shit about you know it's basically blowback from the girls who have the boobies, and they're saying like get over it, you know, we have boobs, sex sells, and you know. Tough
I
shit.
feel like there's two camps though. There's the women streamers who have boobs, and then there's the booby streamers, and they're all sort of lumping themselves together.
Yeah.
But they're not making the same point at all. You know, so it's
I
like
think,
kind of confusing. It's a little muddled there, but
I mean, I have tits. I ain't going
Yeah.
anywhere. No,
can you
yeah,
milk me, fucker?
like Beng's saying, I think they've kind of like they both missed the point. The one we were basically on the ones that don't do anything and just make tits. We didn't say anything about girls that have tits that are female streamers or just creating
Right.
content.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're both trying to make the same feminist argument that. Maybe,
Well, yeah, the headline, like the hashtag was "their boobs get over it" or something to that effect. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, let's do that. Start
Yeah.
creating content.
Yeah,
instead of just I had a girl, I did an interview the other day, and this little girl who thought she was really hot shit, and she's a bartender, so I feel like she should be making money hand over fist, but I think she's also like, because she's young and cute, she probably doesn't hustle for it. But she came in and she sat down and she immediately started doing, you know, this number where they push their arms together and lean forward. And I don't have a point to make other than I was like, really? That's, you know, and I was interviewing for like a $12 an hour job. So
did you
this
look
was
at
not-
least?
Huh? Well, fuck yeah, of course I did. But
Yeah, okay.
only for only long enough to go, can I see? Nope. Okay. But then, like, I talked to her. Well, let me back up. I talked to her on the phone, and already I didn't like her attitude. So then when she came in like flip flops and like her little strut, I was like, I do not want to fucking talk to you. So
flip flops
Yeah.
for a job interview.
don't even get me started, dude.
I would say
she was not
GTFO.
scheduled. She wasn't scheduled. She was like, I'm
Oh.
driving by. Can I come in? And I'm like, I wasn't doing anything. So I was like, sure, come in. Yeah, fine. And, but yeah, she was doing that whole thing. And I'm like, if you worked that hard as a bartender, you'd be making 3 times or more
Yeah.
of what we're offering. So why are you even here? Anyway.
Is that what you've been up to this week?
Yeah, basically just interviewing people. And I was streaming this week. We finished, we finished Kirby Epic Yarn, which turned out to be a lot more fun than I
Nice.
expected.
It looked
those
fun.
Those Kirby games they just continue to surprise. I've been unintentionally playing through all of them over the last couple of months on stream, and they're all really simple, so you don't really have to pay close attention. You can really be focused on the chat and talking to people and all that. But then every so often there's these weird moments where you get some sort of weird power up that's just really fun to play around with, and everyone sort of gets into it, enjoys it. So
Right.
yeah, we've had a really good time with those games.
And that could lead us right into our first topic of the day, the Nintendo Direct conference from today. Are you excited about the new Kirby game that they already announced already, but they gave you a little bit
Yeah.
more details?
I haven't seen any details about it, but yeah, I'm excited for it because I'm a fan of the Kirby games, period. So
It
once
looks like
they showed at E3 that there was going to be a Kirby game, I was in.
it looked like they were going to try to go with a multiplayer route, and
Are
Kirby
you thinking
can
the
now-
three? Are you thinking the 3DS game, or I didn't see.
Is
I
that
only
the
heard about the
3DS
3DS one. There's the Kirby Battle Royale, which is on 3DS, and then there's Kirby something.
No,
something.
it's Kirby Star Allies revealed at E3 2016. The first Kirby game for Nintendo Switch has some charming new
Okay.
tricks. By throwing hearts, players can recruit up to 3 enemies to become Kirby's allies. Whether playing alone or with up to 3 friends, mixing abilities to create new powers is the big part of the fun. Kirby Star Allies launches exclusively for Nintendo Switch this spring.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel like that because like I hate when they force co-op on you. It's not forced co-op. You can play by yourself, but you know they kind of want you to play co-op.
Well-
yeah, I mean, my thing is I'm excited for it. Whether or not, you know, when it finally drops, whether or not I am still excited for it, who's to say? But the fact that it's coming, I'm up for.
You know, it's you saw the original Switch commercials, and it
Mhm.
had the people going to other people's houses and doing shit
Yeah.
with the controllers and all that.
That shit ain't
So-
gonna happen.
Well,
Not really. I mean, it happens a little bit, but
I imagine that's why they're doing the multiplayer
Yeah.
for the Switch.
I'm sure.
trying to follow up on that.
I'm kind of excited. I'll get it. Like I haven't played a Kirby game since probably the Super Nintendo. If they had one Super Nintendo, I don't remember. I was never a big Kirby guy.
Super Nintendo had a few. There was 3 or 4 Kirby games, yeah. But I'm wondering now, thinking about it, if this Kirby game is supposed to be, if it is multiplayer and it's kind of that kind of thing. I wonder if it's an heir apparent to Smash Bros. Because I don't think there's another one. Because the head, I don't remember the specifics, but the head guy at HAL Laboratories isn't there anymore. So there's nobody, unless they just hire somebody to do it. There's nobody spearheading the next Smash game. So I wonder if this Kirby game is a little heir apparent to that.
They make so much money on that shit. They're gonna have to put out a new
I'm
one.
sure they will. Someone will.
Maybe not right away, but maybe it's the next.
At least port Smash 4, I guess.
Well, yeah, right. It's probably. I would guess it's the next big game after Odyssey.
You think so, Smash?
I would think so. I mean, it makes sense to me. So, who knows? I'm just guessing.
Well,
yeah. Well, we all are.
Speaking of Odyssey, we know that's it's return to Mario 3D. Mario, obviously, going without said, Nintendo's flagship franchise. Obviously, that's the flagship franchise for gaming. They showed a little bit more of that, like we thought they would. Odyssey, we all pretty much know what we can kind of expect. It seems cool. Everyone's going to buy it. It's going to be a system seller. They did announce that it's going to be bundled with the Switch now. Not with the Switch, but it's going to be a bundle. And I was worried. I was like, please tell me they're not giving this game and it's going to be $299 for a fucking Switch. Don't tell me there's a fucking price drop already. But it's not. It looks like it's going to retail for $380, and it's going to come with the red Joy-Cons, Super Mario Odyssey, but it's not the physical game. It's a download code, which I hate. I love physical games. And a carry case, a special carry case, retailing for $380. Now,
so you're paying full retail for everything, basically. You figured the case is $10.
Yeah. So it's not really much of a deal. You're just
$20
instead of buying it. Honestly, yeah. Typical Nintendo, you're not getting a deal at all. $380. You're not buying the physical game. If I would pay $60, I want a physical game. Dang it, all games are 60.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying even though when you buy digital now, it's still 60. I mean, you're not really getting a deal.
But I'm with you. I don't buy. I rarely. The only time I buy digital anything, I have a lot of obviously Steam games, because there's not a resale market for PC games so much.
Yeah.
And I've gotten in on a bunch of PS4 sales, where it's like, it's $2. Okay, I'll buy the digital, whatever. But other than that, I did get I think we got the Mario Maker bundle on the Wii U. And with that game, that's server dependent. Like, the game doesn't exist without the servers. So I kind of figured, well, who cares? I'm not going to resell it, because if the game's dead, the game's dead. There's nothing you can do about it. But beyond that, I want to own the physical game. And especially streaming, and now going back and buying so many classic games, and just seeing how ridiculous that whole market is. Definitely buy the game.
I actually have the physical copy of Super Mario Maker, because when I got it, John, my buddy John, I bought the bundle, like you got it, but he wanted everything digital, so he just gave me his full game. I gave him the digital code.
Nice.
So how much space is on the Switch? How many Odysseys could you download?
It's all up to what your micro SD card. It comes with internal, but I forgot what it is. I think like Zelda fills it.
Yeah, it's only like 64.
So it's less than it's way less than 64.
Like 32?
It's like because they said Zelda basically fills it, and Zelda's like a 30 or something like that.
So the black Wii U was 32, and so the Switch is the same. Wow.
Yeah, I got a micro SD card. I bought a 250 gig, so that should be plenty for Nintendo games.
Yeah.
So
and you can always switch them out if you want.
Yeah, you could switch them out.
Switch.
But I'm with you. I'd rather have physical copies of all my games. Like you said, the only way I don't is if it's Steam, which obviously not all those games come physical, or if it's like on sale on the PS Store or something like that, or on the market. Yeah, I'll buy it.
I never pay full price on Steam either, so
exactly. Oh, I just buy G2A.
Well, or that, but I usually just wait there's enough Steam sales and Humble Bundle sales all the time that,
Right.
you know.
Right. So, Odyssey's the game that's going to get you to get a Switch when it comes out.
Yeah.
Chris, like I own one already. Bang said, I think that's what Bang said he was waiting for anyway. Chris, you see a Switch coming in the near future? You're still going to wait till next year?
I don't have any desire to buy one right now. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But
you're not missing out.
Yeah. So what are the I've never seen the actual little cartridges. Do they come in cartridges or what's the deal?
Yeah, I can pop this bitch out right now.
They're like the old shit. What were those called? Not SD cards, but the ones before that. Compact flash. They're like a small compact flash card.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see it on the stream.
I'll look it on the stream.
Unfortunately, there's a delay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't.
That's nothing.
No, yeah, they're just tiny little cards.
Fuck.
Like I said, I've got Mario Odyssey coming. I need to pick up Rabbids. I don't really know that I'm even gonna buy the Switch in 2017. Like I'm just not. Okay. I don't feel in a hurry to buy it. I'm just gonna keep picking up the games that I want to play, so I have them. And when I buy it, I buy it. I mean, I bought the Wii U at the end of its life cycle, and I got every single game for it that I could possibly want to play. So, and then some. Some I don't even care about. So
also on the Nintendo Direct, moving a little bit past Odyssey, they announced Xenoblade Chronicles 2. We excited about that? I didn't play the first one, but I heard it's a great game.
I have the first one, haven't played it. I will probably pick up the game. I have a friend who loves RPGs, and he talked me into buying the first one. It was on crazy sale. It was like $25 at a time when it was like $60 everywhere or $70 everywhere. But what I was excited for was the new Pro Controller, the Xeno Chronicles 2 Pro Controller. That thing looks badass.
It's just a skin that makes it look badass, or?
Yeah, no,
it's ergonomically different.
No. Everything's exactly. It's just the paint job on it. So it's the handles are like a pink red color. It doesn't say Xenoblade anywhere on it. That's the thing I really like about it. It's got all these cool graphics, but it's not like aggressively branded for Xeno Chronicles. I said Xenoblade, whatever. But it's got this like pink handles and a pink wrap around the back. It's a black face, just like the regular Pro Controller. And then it's got just these like, I don't know, hash, like a blue X kind of logo and these weird embossed black hash marks. I don't know, but it looks freaking badass. And I was like, I kind of like the look of that. I'm gonna have to pick that one up.
Well, that's Nintendo's marketing. I know that they're making Pro Controllers for every fucking game. There's a Splatoon 1 and
that
joystick
like a great idea.
It is, but I feel like you're just sitting on a shit ton of product though that might not sell. Unless,
I mean, it's well, no. Remember, Vinny, it's Nintendo. They don't make enough product of anything, so they're not going to be sitting on anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, did they announce?
Did it? Let me
NES Classic, because at the Nintendo thing.
I think they did before. I didn't watch the Direct, but I think they did. They did announce, and I think it came out before the Direct, that they're going to support the SNES Classic into 2018, and they're going to bring back the NES Classic.
Yeah. Supposedly, Reggie's telling everyone don't be buying it off scalpers. There'll be plenty to go around, but who the fuck knows?
I took the morning off from work to go get one at least, and I'm going to try to score 2 of them. So we'll see.
Nice. Good, then you could send it to me.
Yeah, or whatever.
Okay, so let me correct myself. They didn't announce Xenoblade Chronicles. That was announced at E3, but they just went over it.
Yeah, they showed it. They did like an 8-minute thing on it. Yeah.
Project Autopath. I don't know what that is. I don't think we care about that. I think
it's an RPG.
Oh, is it? I think this was kind of good for Nintendo. They scored Doom and Wolfenstein 2. Now Doom came out already like last year, or 2 years, a year and a half ago. I mean, it's cool that they're bringing it, but I think Wolfenstein 2's a somewhat nice addition because that didn't come out yet. That's a new game coming out, so they're landing a third-party AAA title to their console. Anything on the console is good. Well, Doom I don't care about. Doom's been out at this point, Doom's like $10 on PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, that's a day late and $1 short. Because I saw Doom when it came out and I thought it was really badass and I couldn't wait to play it. And now a couple years have gone by and I don't care anymore and I've never played the game. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I'd eventually like to play it though. Yeah,
I'm sure I'll play it at some point. But Wolfenstein 2, I played, I don't know. They had like 3 Wolfensteins come out in the last couple of years. I've played 2 of them. I couldn't tell you which one is which.
Well, it was Wolfenstein 1, then the New Blood, which was like a DLC, but not a true DLC. It was his own standalone small game.
Right.
And then Wolfenstein 2 hasn't released yet. That's the next one. And they were a lot of fun.
Okay, well then
I'll play
I played
it.
the 2 then.
For it's solid for them because that's a pretty hardcore game, a lot of blood, Nazi stuff. For it to come to a Nintendo console, it's kind of cool. Like, am I going to buy it on Nintendo? No, but
no, you're going to buy it on PS4.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's like they did Skyrim, right? There's Skyrim's available.
Yeah, they
Switch.
gave the date on that November or something or other.
But
and it's like a completely old game. It's like they're just releasing a bunch.
Not
of
only
games.
is it an old game, it's like a port of the original game from like 2008. It's not Skyrim every couple of years releases a bigger edition, and they just released the ultimate deluxe edition last a couple months ago. And the best version yet. Nintendo Switch isn't even getting that one. They're getting the port from the original game from fucking 10 years ago.
Why would I want that?
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell you when you were saying, "Oh, I'll finally play Skyrim." I was trying to tell you, I was like, Chris, they're releasing the original port from like 10 years ago, not any of the upgraded stuff with all the DLC and the better visuals or any of that.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Is that available? Is Skyrim on PC at all?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great on
absolutely.
PC. That should be the place to play, honestly.
Okay, I might.
Yeah, because I heard the
check that
PS4
out.
version of that even was like super buggy, and because I almost bought it on PS4, and I was reading about it, and they said it was buggy and it crashed, and it looked like shit, and
Bethesda's one of those companies that support mods. That there actually is a mod section when you turn the game on, and when you go to push start new game, there's the mod place, and you could download mods shit right there.
Yep.
It's pretty awesome.
So they now, more Splatoon 2 stuff. I don't give a shit. We don't give a shit about
DLC.
that. I played that one day. I played it to stream. We streamed. I haven't touched it since.
Yeah,
Arms.
some Splatoon. Yeah, Arms DLC. Yep.
And
Fire Emblem
someone's
Warriors.
mentioning there's something about Rockstar.
Yeah, they see, this is another one where, like Bang said, daylight dollar short. LA Noire is coming to Switch. I bought that game.
Well, LA Noire's coming back. They're remastering it. It's coming to PS4 and Xbox.
They are. Now, I bought that. I played that on PS3. It was a fun game. It's a fun enough game. It looked great at the time. I'm sure it didn't age well, but they're doing a remaster. But the question is, I don't know if I care enough for a remaster even to get it for PC or PS4.
I didn't play it, so because I didn't have PS3, I skipped that whole generation. So when they announced it, I got excited. I was like, I'll definitely pick that up on PS4. And that's one of those games that's going to come out at $60, and then the next month it's going to be $40, and the next month it's going to be $20. So
it shouldn't be $60. It should be a $40 game.
It might launch at $40 or $50. It might, but it's going to be $20, $15 in no time at all. I'll definitely snatch that for PS4.
It's a game where if you haven't played it, go ahead and play it. It was a good game. Me, I've played it. Right, it's very heavily story based. I'm not going to go back and play it. Now, supposedly, this version is going to have additional collectibles, detective suits, Joy-Con support, all that stuff. My question is, like Skyrim, is it getting the remastered edition, or are they just porting it over? You would think it'd be the remastered edition, but
I would think they'd have to remaster it, to some extent. Well, no, because they couldn't just. Let's put it this way: it'd be as much work to port it over from the original as it would be to port the remaster that they've already made. So they might as well port the remaster, right?
Well,
you can make
Skyrim. Though,
you can make that argument for Skyrim.
Yeah.
But the Skyrim remasters.
That's
those mostly PC though.
No, there's the definitive edition, and then the one that just released. Like I said a couple months ago, that was a PS4, Xbox One.
Oh, was
release, and it was all the DLC, and they upgraded the visuals phenomenally. Now it's still worth getting on PC more because you can enhance those mods. But Skyrim is such a power-inducive game; it's so huge. Switch probably can't handle it. It's probably barely handling the original.
Yeah.
And the joke of Skyrim is that it's come to every fucking device, but they haven't released another Elder Scrolls yet, or announced one even. But it's coming to they were joking around today about the Nintendo Direct that we're gonna get Skyrim on 3DS next.
Probably.
Hey, Vinny, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Since you got the Switch, do you have a 1-2 Switch, that game?
No, but my cousin has it.
Okay, so with the motion control and the vibration and all that, when they first had the conference or whatever, he's saying you could they make it feel like there's ice in a glass or something like that when you're shaking.
Yeah.
How good is the motion and all that shit on the Joy-Cons?
I mean, I didn't play 1-2 Switch, but just from using the Joy-Cons just to play around with them, it does feel a little bit different, but I wouldn't say ice in a glass. I mean, but it does feel like the motion does feel a little. You do feel, like sometimes on a controller, you get the motion just vibrates the whole fucking controller. Yeah. It is a little bit more censored where you could tell there's a little bit more vibration up top or below or in the middle or whatever. But I don't feel like I'm shaking fucking glass or ice in a glass.
Yeah. Well, the more important question is it small enough to put inside someone's
vagina?
Body? Yeah, vagina. And
yes, I mean it could be used as a pleasure device, definitely, most definitely.
Okay, that's a very important question.
I mean, it could probably feel
big
good
black
on the
Joy-Con in your ass.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, use the little nub for the joystick handle right on the clit. Yeah, I could see that.
Little nub. Little nub.
Yeah.
I had to make this an official Bangin' Donuts show with little.
It was going to happen automatically. You didn't have to force it.
I wasn't forcing it. It came to mind. I had to say it.
We're trying to do a professional show here, Chris. We're going a different route.
We're going a different route now.
No, but we just wanted to get through some of this Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
All right, sports titles we don't care about. I love sports. You love sports bags. Chris doesn't give a shit about sports, but we necessarily don't give a shit about sports titles coming to the Switch, right?
I mean, I bet you they're fun.
What did they announce?
I mean,
they just NBA 2K, FIFA, which we knew.
We already knew about both those games.
WWE 2K, which I think they announced already. I mean,
I fucking want 2K to go pay AKI whatever amount of money they need to get that fucking 64 engine and make all the wrestling games off of that. I will buy every single one for whatever console they want.
Wow.
I want EA to get some rights back to do football again.
No, EA has all the rights. You want them to lose the rights.
That's what I'm saying. I want 2K to get some of the rights back.
Oh, yeah.
But Sonic Forces, I don't give a shit about.
What is that?
Join an uprising and fighting back as modern Sonic Classic Sonic and one of the many hero characters. Players
it's
can
a 3D
create
Sonic
game.
Forces.
Yeah, which we know is going to fail.
No, I don't know that. I mean, we haven't seen much of it. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing what they come out with. I mean, if it looks good,
How similar or different would it be to a 3D Mario game?
Well, the ones they made before were shit, and the 3D Mario games were mostly really good. So
yeah.
I mean, besides quality, I mean, isn't it like kind of the same?
Functionally, it's the same faster. I mean, you're running, instead of jumping, basically.
But they seem to always fail. I don't know.
Yeah, but they've got a new team working on this one, so they seem pretty positive about it.
Resident Evil Revelations 2, two old games coming to the Switch, other than it being horror survival with guns coming to a Nintendo console. That's about it. This is the thing that's funny because people busted on PS4 so much that all it was just releasing remasters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At least you were getting remasters. The Switch, they're just porting fucking old games over. Like, they're like, fuck it, we're not going to remaster them. We're just going to throw the old shit on there.
I can understand why, because the people that are hardcore Nintendo people probably don't own an Xbox or a PlayStation. And they're like,
I don't think those hardcore Nintendo people are interested in those games, though.
Why not?
If you're a hardcore Nintendo person who doesn't own another console, a PS4 or an Xbox, you don't care about Resident Evil games or Wolfenstein or Doom. Because if you cared about those games, you would own one of those systems. You can buy an Xbox One for like $200 right now.
Sure.
With 4 games.
Yeah.
So.
If, like Bank said, if you care about those games, you're not just letting them go without being bought at some point. You're like, oh, I'm a hardcore Nintendo fan. We don't have those games, so I'm going to miss 3 generations worth of fucking Resident Evil games.
I have zero interest, but probably Taken makes a good point about a new golf game on the Switch with the motion controls and the Joy-Cons. That could be really cool.
They announced one. Not today, but they announced one before. It's a golf builder. I forgot exactly what it is. My one friend is very excited about it. He won't shut the fuck up about it, actually.
They need
It
to
is
find a new Tiger Woods to be the face of.
It is a golfing game. It's not a hardcore golfing game. It's a Nintendo style, but I think you build your own course or some shit like that. I don't know.
Hmm.
And you can play it. I forgot what it's called.
It just seems like there's a lot of potential there. And again, if they want it to be so focused on multiplayer, everyone, it's just like they did with the Wii, the original Wii. Everyone has a Joy-Con, and you could do all kinds of cool stuff with the golf game. Or that I haven't played it, but that Everybody Golfs or Everybody's Golf, whatever the fuck everyone's playing on PC.
Oh, golfing with friends. I want to play that.
Golfing with friends, yeah.
I actually want to play
something like that.
I want to do some. We should do a group stream together.
Oh, that's another game I don't have that will come in time.
It's like $6.
Dude,
is
I
it really?
liked,
Yeah, it's
Wii
not
Sports.
expensive.
Wii Sports was
Wii Sports is ridiculous fun for such a simple. It was just a throw in.
The bowling.
Like it was a proof of concept for the Wiimotes. That's all it was.
Yeah, and it was
so
buggy
much fun.
sometimes, and yeah, you had to like really get the tricks down. But and
Did
I
you
didn't
get-
know-
Did you get Wii Sports Plus with
No, I didn't.
So they created this Wii Motion Plus. After a while, they started building it into the controller, but it was this add-on that plugged into the bottom, like where the nunchuck would go,
Mhm.
and it added like really good motion control, like sort of the way the Joy-Cons work, but and they didn't need the sensor bar. It used there was a gyroscope in this little brick basically that did all the motion control, and so it added like sword fighting and archery and so much fun.
What? I gotta go
So
get that.
much fun.
I
Yeah.
don't own a Wii. I used to, but I don't own one.
Oh, you can play it on the
anymore.
Wii U.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, because you can pair your Wiimote with the Wii U. The Wii U reads Wii games, so yeah, you're good if you can get a hold of it.
That's a great idea.
And they still have the controllers that have the Motion Plus built in. They're the Mario ones. So there's a Mario and a Peach and a Luigi and a Yoshi and a Bowser, like sort of branded Wiimote.
Yeah.
Those have the Wii Motion Plus built in, and you can get that game. It's probably $2. It's not
Nice.
worth anything. So yeah,
I want.
super fun though. Just a bunch of mini games. It's so much fun.
I keep forgetting I could play Wii games on my Wii U. Like
Mhm.
maybe I should just go back and find a decent game and stream it, even though it's old. I mean, just having fun.
There's a lot of gems on the Wii that get overlooked.
I mean, I own one, but I'm sure I missed out on a shit ton of games when it comes to Nintendo that I want to go back to. Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Did they announce anything else?
A couple other stuff. Morphe's lore.
A lot of 3DS stuff coming. They announced a lot of 3DS
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't. How old is that? Is that device? When was it announced? Like
The 3DS?
Yeah.
It's like they
5
keep releasing
years
new.
ago?
They keep releasing new versions. Like they just released a new
Yeah.
version, and then they announced a new 2DS version today.
The 2DS XL's coming, yeah. And then there's a
Yeah.
Pikachu branded 2DS XL coming.
There's been
and-
so many variations of this fucking handheld console. You can't even keep track.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I was pissed about today? When I was streaming, someone came in. I forgot who it was, but we were talking about the Nintendo Direct, and they announced Mario Party coming to the Switch. I was like, oh,
yeah.
that's fucking awesome! Playing that online. We'll play it online, and we'll have fun. It's fucking for the 3DS, not fucking the Switch.
Yeah, I know. And because I saw it too, and it's Mario Party Top 100. So it's like it's just the top 100 mini games from all of the versions of
Yeah.
Mario Party. I'm like, I'm not even a Mario Party fan, but that's awesome. I'm into that because the mini
Yeah.
games are where it was at, and yeah, it's on 3DS, not the Switch.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
so
gonna buy that now because
you gonna buy a 3DS just for that?
or a 2DS. No, not just for that.
Oh, he's
want
got to
that-
get Metroid.
The Metroid game.
He's got to get
Ah.
Metroid.
I mean,
So-
I don't think you can get an older one. They're not too expensive, I don't think.
The brand new ones aren't even expensive. They're like $150.
Yeah.
So they're not that bad. Yeah, I've been looking at the DSs for years. And the only reason, because there's a lot of great games. You got those two we just talked about. There's a Luigi's Mansion on there that's really good. There's some Super Mario Brothers, like the new Super Mario Brothers series of games. They're on there. Super Mario 3D Land is on there. There's tons of great games, a bunch of Kirby games. But it's another ecosystem. So you got to buy another console, a bunch of more games. And sure, they're only $20, $30 a pop, but it's like you start adding it up, and I'm like,
bangs with it, which is with as much as you talk about gaming in your bed. I I mean, come on, dude. You have to get a
It's a lot harder to stream from, but the thing is, I have to be able to stream it too, and it's a lot harder to stream from a DS. There, you can do it. There's some mods you can do to it, jailbreak it, and all that, but it's still a pain in the butt.
True. I mean,
So.
but you won't want to just play it for your own pleasure.
Pleasure.
No.
I can't get into. I can't get. There's too many games out there as it is. I haven't gotten into. I can't get into a whole
Exactly.
other thing. Too much. They
I
announced.
mean, I will play for my own pleasure, but it's one of those like I'll stream it first. Yeah, I'll stream it first, and I go, "Oh, this is a shitty stream game," and then I'll play it for myself.
Yeah.
But it's always stream first.
True. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. If you're gonna play, just like with me and Overwatch, if I'm gonna play Overwatch so much, I might as well just stream it. But
Yeah,
I don't think I will anymore. But
anyway. They announced Minecraft for 3DS because God forbid there's something out there that doesn't have Minecraft.
Minecraft and Skyrim. Someday they're gonna put Skyrim on Minecraft. They're gonna. That's how Skynet becomes self-aware. Those two fucking games.
I played Minecraft on my phone for like 3 days, and then I'm like, "Fuck this! This game is stupid," and it's just not for me. I'm sure it's a great game and everyone loves it, but it's just not for me.
What, Minecraft?
Yeah, Minecraft.
I love survival crafting, but I can't get into the look of Minecraft. It's just too fucking much. Yeah, the certain look, that boxy bullshit.
Yeah. Sure.
We got a question from the chat. Since we all started off as Mario Maker streamers, I think we should touch on it. They're asking if we think that if they'll abandon the Mario Maker Wii U servers.
Oh, I hope not.
I mean, the obvious answer is eventually. It will happen at some point.
Every game eventually gets abandoned.
Yeah, but I suspect because Nintendo's online ecosystem or whatever is so rudimentary, they probably don't have to abandon it until it's beyond dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, how much resources is it going to actually take up when no
not
one's
much.
playing the game anyway?
Right. That we use the worst selling console of all time, so it can't be taking up that much space.
I don't know. We were talking about it on my stream earlier today about how Nintendo it's Mario Maker might be their best game, most popular game ever on the Wii U. You'd think they'd move it to Switch, and there's been nothing. Complete dead. They haven't supported the game in like a year. Somehow, the fact that there's still a community for it is just mind-boggling. And it's just if they never do anything with Mario Maker, it is just lost its potential. It's almost disgusting if they just let that drop to the side and just let it be its own game. That was it. There's no sequel. There's no add-ons.
Yeah. I mean, that
it was
game
such
was
a huge game.
One of the most popular Wii U games, right?
I think. I mean, I don't have numbers, but I have to imagine it was hands down the most popular.
Yeah.
Probably by magnitudes, like all of their games added together. You know?
Before I didn't even know Twitch was a thing, and I love that Mario Maker so much. I looked it up on Twitch and made me buy a Wii U just for that game.
Same with me.
Yeah. And we were talking about today. People were like, oh, you can't really do Mario Maker on Switch. We talked about it today on my stream, and it's like you definitely can. Yes,
you totally can.
Yes, because they're like because of the TV thing, but even still, even if they sold it with a stylus, it's all touchscreen. But even still, like I mentioned on my stream today, you don't necessarily even need to touch it like old school. They have the Joy-Cons. It's motion control. You could just, if you wanted to build a level on the TV, you can hold the control in your hand and you could place where you want to place something. Point and click.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Also, because I was thinking about what they could do with Mario. In my head, I was thinking, that's a game that they might test the waters for expanding their iOS efforts or whatever. Their Apple games, like Mario Run and all that other stuff. But maybe that's, an eventual expansion for the Nintendo app. And maybe you sync up your tablet with your Switch, and so you got the Switch docked and it's on the TV, but you're controlling it on your tablet.
Yeah,
that would be wonderful.
They won't. They don't have the fucking
that
structure.
Sounds way too.
It's
too easy for Nintendo, but it's a great idea.
Way too complicated for Nintendo. That app, I don't know if anyone. I know they've updated it, but if anyone downloaded that when it first came out, that app is shit. It's gonna be complete horse shit. It's garbage. The voice chat isn't going to work right. It's the stupidest fucking thing ever. But maybe when it comes to Mario Maker, maybe they're holding off, keeping it quiet, so once their online gets up and going, and to get people to actually pay, maybe they'll be like, oh, hey, we have Mario Maker Switch coming out, and the only way to play it is to buy the online service for $10 a year, whatever the fuck it is.
And it wouldn't be the first time Nintendo skipped a generation. Maybe it's not on the Switch and it's like the launch title for whatever comes next.
That'd be the fucking so stupid, though.
How long has it been since the Wii was available until now? Like how old is this console?
The Wii U had like a 4.5-year lifespan.
It wasn't long. They knew it was dead. They had to come out with something.
So that means it's going to be, if that is correct, it's going to be another 5 years before we see a new Super Mario.
If the Switch had the same lifespan as the Wii U, yeah, it'd be 5 years.
Yeah. What do we think the lifespan is going to be for the? Just guessing.
Probably around there. It's not. I don't think it's built for the upgrade.
I don't know about that. I mean, if the sales pace continues as they ramp up production, and if it continues to outsell the Wii, and I actually saw that it's outselling the PS4 when it launched. So if those figures continue, I suspect that it'll be more like 8 to 10 years.
The thing is with the Wii,
because that was the lifespan of the Wii, and
the Wii was sold crazy, and it was that whole revolutionary thing with the motion controls. It got whole families involved. But towards the end of towards the second half, it fucking died. People went more back into the PlayStation and Xbox and more hardcore. What I'm worried about the Switch is for it to go 10 years. It might be hot now, but you already have it technical. And again, Nintendo doesn't care so much about the tech side. They're all about the content, which is great. But they're already really far behind. And you got the PS4 and the Xbox releasing mid-generation upgrades already. 5 years from now, you got to figure the PS5 and whatever's going to be released. The Switch is going to be really fucking outdated 5 years from now.
What if, I don't know if Nintendo's done this, but what if they have their mid-generation upgrades?
They could.
And they could, and they, it might be as simple as upgrading the dock. Right now the dock just handles power, but there's also a lot of empty space in that dock. So that doesn't always have to be the case. So you might have a situation where you've got, the Switch Plus, let's say, and those games have to be played, on your TV, but those are the Wolfensteins and the Dooms and that kind of thing.
Sure.
So there's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of potential there. But to the same point, I just don't think it matters. I don't think Nintendo's in competition with PlayStation and Xbox any more than it's in competition with all other forms of entertainment. You know what I mean?
No, I get
that. I just don't see it. If they continue to make Nintendo games for the Switch will continue to be popular.
Yeah, no, I get that. I kind of stopped myself from looking at the Nintendo competing with the Xbox and Sony anymore like I used to, because they're just their own entity at this point. There's so much. They have their own type style of games. And yes, they're going to bring other third party in, try to get some of that hardcore audience, which they'll never get. But it's whatever. It's going to be there.
I think they're well positioned with the Switch. There's a huge community of like importers. There's all those JRPG games and all those weird Japanese and European games that never make it here. Or have to be imported, and you have to go through all these hoops to make them work. I think there's an opportunity for Nintendo to tap into that growing American audience for those games and put them on the Switch. And Switch those games aren't graphically intense. They're usually sort of cartoonish looking, animated, like cell shading style. They could be bringing all those games to the Switch for, the foreseeable future.
It's not even bringing them. Like, you can already do that with the Switch. Isn't region locked, and when you go to the Nintendo store on the Switch, you have the American one, but you can also go to the Japanese store.
But they're not they're not translated, which is going to be a roadblock for a fair amount of people. They're not going to want to guess.
Well, learn fucking Japanese.
Just the hardcore gamers are going to want to.
Yeah, what do they call those weeaboes? The Caucasian Americans that want to be Japanese body pillows or something.
You know, I've heard the term, but I never knew what it meant.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I want to fuck some Japanese women. I'll tell you that.
Of course he does.
I mean,
what was that? Were you
they
letting?
love white
No, you said
American
neck
penis.
Oh.
I don't know, am I a neckbeard?
They love that white American penis.
Who doesn't?
I mean, all right. I think we're good with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct. We basically saw everything we thought we'd see today. They didn't really touch, I don't think, so much on the online. That I thought we'd get an update, which that's supposed to release in 2018. So you got to figure that's going to be soon.
But they do these Nintendo Directs at the drop of a hat, so there could
be.
I thought we'd see some more Metroid 4 or Metroid Prime 4. I was a little disappointed.
No, we definitely weren't going to see that now. That game is an end 2018, early 2019 game. Metroid 4.
I wanted to see something.
You won't see that until something
E3?
about that until E3. That's too big of an announcement to do on a Nintendo Direct. All right, enough with the Nintendo. Let's move on. I guess we wanted to get into a little bit of the. Oh yeah, we already talked about Nintendo. They're fucking gonna release the NES Classic again in 2018, and then they're gonna continue support of the SNES Classic into 2018, past when they originally said winter. So that's cool. Maybe we actually will get one. Who the fuck knows? We kind of wanted to touch real quick, just because. For the show, we want to keep up to date with current events in gaming and all different shit. A little bit of a new direction. Pewdiepie.
Did you call him Cutie Pie?
No, sounded like Cutie Pie to me too, but I was gonna let it slide.
No, I said Pewdiepie, and he is cutie. But our 2 cents mean absolutely nothing. This guy's the biggest guy on YouTube. He controls fucking YouTube. Basically, 25 million. 25 million subscribers, something like that. He makes.
I think it's more than that.
He makes like $3 million a year with his shit. I
hope he doesn't make anything anymore.
Another controversy. He apparently dropped an N-bomb playing PUBG while gaming. And
he didn't drop an N-bomb. He called somebody.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, you're a stupid. Yeah.
I don't think did he say stupid? I watched the video. I watched
I
watched the video and I know exactly. I get his frustration while playing that. I've been in that situation many a times.
Here's the thing: if you're streaming and you do that, you're a fucking idiot.
Sometimes you forget you're streaming.
No. You're missing the point entirely. If you use that word,
sure,
like it's no big deal. And I've been steadfast for years that PewDiePie, even back when he was doing it's PewDiePie. I was like, this guy's a douchebag. Like, yeah. I can tell from go he's a douchebag. And as he got bigger and more popular and more powerful and started sort of flexing his ego, and he became more douchey and started doing all these antics, he just showed it who I knew him to be from day one. Guy's a piece of shit. Bottom line, always has been, always will be. He can apologize all he wants, except he keeps doing the stupid shit.
Yeah, this isn't his first instance. He's had
normal people in the heat of the moment don't call somebody the N-word.
Yeah, I go with motherfucker. That's the only
right, because that's like the most obvious one. You're a piece of shit. You're a motherfucker. Go fuck yourself.
What the fuck? In America, people don't say the word cunt enough. Like, you're a fucking.
I agree. In America, we don't say the word cunt.
I'm trying to bring cunt back a little bit, but I throw it out. I'm not afraid to say it every once in a while on the stream. Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I've had to catch myself not out of anger, but trying to be funny when I do voices. Sometimes I want to drop a slur, not in a hate thing, but then I'm like, oh shit, I can't. Yeah, I'd say dropping a hard R. Calling someone a hard R out of anger, that's especially when you're that big, like you should know better. Like, you should be
retard.
No,
what's a hard R?
Oh, my bad. The N word with a hard R at the end. It's not like he was like. It's not like he was like, "What's up, my?"
Yeah.
With the A at the end.
I remember. I'll never forget. This is apropos. It was a Fox News, one of their chat shows, and the headline was, "What's worse, cracker or the N word?" And it's like, well, you said cracker without blinking an eye, so I think it's the
show over. It's immediately apparent.
It's answered in the headline. The headline literally said the N word, and hyphen words. It's like, I think we know which one's worse.
Yeah. I mean,
Probably taken in chat says Vinny Bag Donuts. Eminem has never said the N word. Explain to me how anyone else should have an exception. Was I trying to make a case that he has an exception?
No, I think he's just like,
just saying it. Oh yeah, I wasn't defending PewDiePie at all.
I don't think hard R or soft A. I don't think anybody should use the word. I don't buy that whole taking it back. I think it's such a vile. The meaning behind it and the history behind it is so vile.
Yeah.
That nobody should even be in that mindset. And until we reach that point as a society where it's completely eradicated from the vernacular, we've made basically zero progress.
It's never going to be.
We have enough words. We don't need that.
Right. We have lots of words. We have the best words.
Yeah.
I mean, crackers are empty calories. I'm sorry. I got distracted by chat. That's well done, Joe. Well done.
That's never going away. It just is what it is.
I disagree. No, it will.
I don't think it will. I mean, it's been around. I guess it will
because I mean, 150. I guess maybe longer, but it's a fairly short. In the word of etymology, which is language, and the origin of words, it's a very young word.
All right, let me rephrase. It won't be gone by the time we see it be gone.
Oh no, not in our lifetime. No.
Yeah. Even like with the A at the end, like that might be shorter because see the age of social media, man, things get kept alive so long.
Yeah,
that's true
forever. I don't know,
but only as long as the social media network survives. So if Facebook goes belly up or Twitter goes belly up, then it all disappears. There was a lot of shit on LiveJournal at one point that no longer exists.
There'll always be a next.
I mean, it's still there, but it's owned by like this weird Russian.
I posted a lot of shit on LiveJournal.
I was on LiveJournal hardcore back in the day.
Yeah, me too. But what do we think should happen to PewDiePie?
Nothing's gonna happen to him. It's gonna be all the talk. He's gonna be like any social justice or social what are they called, social whatever warriors.
Social justice warriors.
Justice warriors. It'll be a whole thing for a little while. He'll be bashed and bashed and bashed. He'll still have his followers, and before you know it, it'll eventually go away. And he'll continue making a ton of money and blah blah blah.
And that's the disgusting part. What should happen is everyone should go, "You're a piece of shit," and I'm going somewhere else. That's what should happen. Like as a society, we should be like, fuck you, Scarlet Letter, we're out. But no, Vinny's right. Nothing's going to happen. He already lost Disney, so unless YouTube shuts him down, nothing's going to happen.
Well, but what do we think should happen to him?
I think all of his viewers should say, fuck you, you motherfucker. Go fuck yourself, you Swedish fucking douchebag. And I don't know what the racial slur is for Swedes, but whatever that is.
I mean, nobody hates Swedish people, so I don't think they have one.
True. Well, Pewd. Let's make Pewd the racial slur for Swedes. It's like Dan Savage made Santorum.
Yeah, don't forget he's not American. He's not from America.
No, he's not here at all.
Yeah, he's not here at all. So you can't even make it that like our society, our racial barriers in our society in America is bad. I mean, he's over there in fucking Sweden dropping that word.
But the N word is a faux pas in Europe too.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
So yeah.
But they abolished slavery like 200 years before we did. They're still having problems.
Well,
so I was reading like the article you posted. What happens if YouTube says no, we don't like you anymore?
They won't. He brings in too much money.
Too much money.
Yeah, but they have the ability.
They do. Yeah. They won't.
So here's what happens if they do. YouTube becomes a endless target for DDoS attacks.
Really?
YouTube, they would never because we're seeing it every day. There's a lot more psychotic, racist, Nazi motherfuckers in the world than we ever thought actually existed, and they're fairly computer literate because they have zero social literacy, and so they'll just attack the domain, and YouTube will be dead. It'll never be up. It'll always be down.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's a mess. It's funny how bad like things have gotten in that realm. I don't know.
We have to shame these people. We have to shame and ostracize these people.
I'm sure. Like I've always been a guy. I love stereotypes, racial stereotypes. I've always made jokes about him. I don't consider myself. I'm not a racist. I don't hate, but making fun of a stereotype, I think it's funny. There's a lot of huge comedians that grew on that, and even now, you gotta watch what you say because people are like, "Oh, you're a racist." Like, no, I'm making a joke. People also don't know how to separate humor from shit.
Well,
anymore.
yeah, and that goes back to we talked about this earlier, like way early in the show. You know, today's generation is like, LOL, so ironic, and that passes for comedy, right?
Yeah.
If in the old days, those racial stereotypes were social commentary, and there was a setup, and there was a punchline, and then there was a grander point to be made about the topic. But now they're just like, you know, you're a chink, and that's the joke. That's not a joke.
Oh yeah.
There's no joke there. You didn't do anything. You know.
Don Rickles would never survive today.
See, I disagree. I think he would because he was making a statement.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have that chance to prove that he was making a statement. He'd be fucking killed on Twitter.
How many statements? I mean, it feels like people are just done. Like they're not funny. Like, we don't need any grand statements. It's all been said. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like it's not the same as
now. It's not the same as it used to be because, to Vinny's point of social media, everybody thinks their voice is important.
Yes.
I mean, look at the three of us. We do a show every fucking week discussing our opinions. We obviously think we obviously think to some extent our opinion is important, but everyone thinks that they have a right to speak their opinion and that everybody has to listen to it because they're a special snowflake. And so, like, Twitter, and I love Twitter. I adore Twitter. I love that platform, but it really is just however many millions of people shouting into the abyss and pretending that there's people listening and giving a shit.
Yeah.
And
so they don't want to be trending.
Yeah. It's not that people are tired of making a point. They just want to be the ones making the point.
But there's so much. It's like white noise almost. Yeah.
Well, it's 100%. It's white noise.
They
100%. You don't go on Johnny Carson and blow up. That's not how it works anymore.
Right.
You know?
They love bashing and getting on someone and condemning people.
Right.
But
hot takes.
They don't want to do anything about it because it takes too much work. It's like we want to call this guy a piece of shit and for what he did, but we don't want to work on fixing the issue on why he did it or why he thought this way or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Overwatch, in the text chat, I see that word all the time.
The N-word?
Oh, that's always been.
Yeah.
The N-word in video game. Yeah, they've been hand to hand.
And it's the same thing. It's just wanting to be outrageous and wanting to get a reaction out of people and wanting to. But the problem is that, like, they start off making these outrageous statements to try to get a reaction, but it's one of those things where you do it enough times and it becomes part of who you are. It becomes you, because they're not just randomly dropping racial slurs. They're also then going into, say, Overwatch as an example. They're also going into those forums and they're doing it there. And then they're seeing other people who are doing it and they're ganging up with those people. I mean, this is high school. That's all it is. High school. Yeah. They're forming these cliques and they're like, oh, you should also check out this forum. Well, that forum goes to some, hardcore legit Nazi site, and they start getting in there. And that's how that whole thing develops. My wife deals with it all the time as a teacher. You know, she watches it happen in real time, and it's made me super cognizant and watching, how those little threads start to set and grow and spread. And so they, it starts with saying, just trying to piss you off in Overwatch to all of a sudden you're fucking, goose stepping at a rally in Charlottesville.
I mean, there's something wrong with someone who thinks it's okay to use it as a joke. Like,
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I think I don't want Vinny's point to be lost in the mud. We can joke about our differences as sort of a shared experience. Like, the obvious is, big black cocks in my ass, right?
Yeah.
That's a stereotype, right?
Sure.
We can.
But I'm not saying big black N-word cocks up my ass.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a difference. There's a difference between making a joke with about some type of racial thing and actually using hard racial slurs and showing a hatred for a particular group.
Right, and you're not just and you're not just again. What am I trying to say? It's not just the LOL so funny. You're not just making an outrageous statement to try to get a reaction. There's a shared experience, and there's a setup and a punchline and so on.
I mean, I love, like I said before, I love enhancing stereotypes. Like one of my good friends, Ray, who I work with, he's half Spanish and half black, or he's mostly Spanish and part black. And we always just fucking bust on stereotypes. We don't use hard racial slurs, but like I'll put my wallet down at work. I'll be like, "Yo, don't steal my wallet." Stupid shit like that. Like, and he laughs and he gives shit back like that. But I'm not like, "Hey, N-word, don't touch my whatever."
And it's also like between friends. It's not like you're going online and say, "Hey,
That's
are
true.
you black? Then don't steal my wallet."
Yeah, I mean, but to that
Or-
point, I have made racial stereotype jokes on stream before. Not using racial slurs, but I have enhanced stereotypes as a joke.
I'll say this time and time again. You're a funny motherfucker, Vinny, and I don't see anything wrong with what you
Well,
do.
that's my thing. Like I try. Like there should be obvious humor behind it. When I'm doing something, you should be able to see that it's for a point of trying to be funny and showing how ridiculous a stereotype is.
And it has to be inclusive. Like when Vinny's doing it, he's being inclusive. He's like, all of us are together laughing at ourselves, not we're over here laughing at you.
Yeah. It's laughing with versus laughing at.
Exactly.
Sure.
Oh, I make fun of myself.
Inclusive instead of exclusive. Absolutely. Yeah, you got to be the butt of your own jokes.
Oh, I make fun of myself all stream long about being fat and shit and retarded and all that good shit. But I don't know what's else to really say about it. We're three small little pieces of shit, and this is some multimillionaire who said the N-word that nothing's going to happen with. But we made some good points.
I think it's still important. I think that it's going to take if every time somebody big and rich did something and we're just like, oh, well, he's big and rich, so what are we going to do about it? Then there'd be like it'll just continue. I think we have to, as little people, all voice our opinions together and condemn these kinds of things.
Well, that's what we said. That's what we said earlier when we started talking about this. It's we're going to become outraged on Twitter and social media and stuff, but we're not going to demand anything get done. Nothing's going to get done. We're just going to until the next thing happens and we move on. That's basically all it is these days. And there was another point I wanted to make too. I forgot exactly what it was, but
well, news passes so fast nowadays. It's just like, tomorrow there's going to be some other big thing, and then we're going to forget about what happened yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, in the case of PewDiePie, here's what you do. A, you don't watch his stuff. And B, if your friends continue to watch his stuff, you have to stop being friends with them. That's what it's going to take. You're never going to be able to get consequences to PewDiePie, but you can get consequences to the people that support him. So, you have to work small. It's the old saying of like, think globally, act locally, or however it went.
Right.
So, if your friend is like, oh, it's just a word, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. No, you tell that person to go fuck themselves, and they're a piece of shit too. And you don't talk to them anymore. I
mean, it's actually doing actions like when something happens and always like, oh, prayers and thoughts. Our prayers and thoughts. It's like, oh, your prayers and thoughts aren't doing shit. How about campaigning for a certain change depending on what the event was, or for better protection, or when a tragedy happens, donate. Now your thoughts and prayers don't do shit. Now if here's $10, my thoughts and prayers are with you, that's different. But again, like Bangs just said, I would have a conversation with that person first instead of just saying "fuck you." I'm not.
Well,
I'm not talking
I didn't mean
to
literally. I didn't mean literally. But yes.
Yeah, you got to have that conversation. Say, do you think this is okay? And they're like, well, yeah, blah blah blah. Excuse. Like, okay, yeah, I'm done with you. But who has friends like that anyway? I mean, don't you kind of know where your friends are at?
I was gonna say, I think in 2017 it's a huge echo chamber. So yeah, they probably only have friends that agree with them. But
I mean, I have a lot of friends who disagree. I mean, like, hey, we're friends and we disagree a lot, like especially politically. I know that. So.
Yeah, not on that level though, not to that extent.
Oh no, I just was going to the point of having friends that you disagree. Oh, you're talking about. Yeah, I get what you mean. Never mind.
Yeah.
Someone who completely like we're not friends with like hardcore racists or anything.
No.
Oh, I get what you were meaning. I thought you
We
meant
could
just
disagree on. I think and that's the difference. Like I think we agree fundamentally, but we disagree on the details.
Oh, sure,
yeah,
sure.
sure. And
Yeah.
we're
And that's
adult
normal.
enough that we respect each other's opinion and stuff like that. And we're not like, oh, you don't think what I think. We're not talking to you anymore. Like, we're not friends. So
I had a conversation on Twitter. I don't know, I guess it was a month ago now. I can't even keep track. Like Chris said, shit moves so fast. But when they were when they were pulling down the Confederate statues, however long ago that was, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, and a guy that I've known on Twitch for a little while said something to me, and we just had this little back and forth, just not no negativity, no hostility, just sort of exchanging viewpoints on the matter and what. And of course, it's tough on Twitter because you only have 140 characters. But as these exchanges went back and forth, our points of view got more and more fleshed out. And so we started from this point where it seemed like we were completely disagreeing. And I couldn't believe that he believed what it seemed he believed.
okay.
And as we had this back and forth, we came to a solution to the entire problem. And he's like, interesting that two rational people can sit down and hash it out. But all of these politicians in all these years can't fucking figure it out,
Well, I know we don't normally get politics or whatever, but let's do something a little bit different. How do you guys feel about the big thing going on right now with these statues and Confederate stuff?
I'll tell you, it's not the statue that I feel is the most important. It's the people who believe in it and their point of view that makes the statue important to them. It's like, no, it's I wouldn't put the statues on the same level as the N-word, but it's I think it's in that maybe ballpark or so. I mean, you can't just put them up, and I don't know. It's everyone's attitude against or about it.
Sure.
Everyone's attitude
The
about
hostility.
it. It's the people, not the statues themselves, obviously.
The thing that I find interesting is that the people who are the most flag waving, patriotic, this is America, and if you don't love it, leave it, are obsessed over maintaining statues to honor people who specifically wanted to break up the country.
That has been my number one argument. It's like, dude, you're honoring people that wanted to destroy our country to begin with,
right?
And we wouldn't be a country today at all. Because if anyone's a student of history, knows that Great Britain was planning on invading again if the secession passed because they saw an opportunity to reclaim their colonies.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
those statues belong in a museum.
Yeah,
to remember the past, and so we, to learn from the past. They do not belong on street corners, in city halls.
I actually 100% agree with Bangs. Like that was my argument when I talked to people. It was, I don't want to honor these people. I know it's your history and it's the past, but at the same time, they're not. I don't want to put it on the same level, but there's not statues of Hitler in Germany saying, "Oh, this was our past."
That's against the law in Germany.
Yeah,
all Nazi memorabilia is a felony.
That's an extreme example, but at the same time, it's like we don't have the same honors for other things. But I also agree it is history. And put it in, they should be in museums and describe this is what this was from, this is what it's for. Because, hey, I love history. I'm a huge fan of history. And all that ancient history stuff, like the old statues and stuff they still have that weren't destroyed, I think it's great to look at. So I think it'd be fascinating to still preserve this stuff for our own American history. Because, like it or not, it is our history, for better or for worse. We don't need it displayed, we don't need it waved and honored, but, keep it as history.
And that's the difference. Is it's either documentation or honoring, and we just keep it as this happened.
Yeah.
But we don't have to say, oh, I still believe in this shit.
And that's the thing. They want to honor the Robert E. Lee and all these other guys. They want to honor these guys because I was gonna say deep down, but it ain't even that deep. They hold on to the fact that they want slaves, basically. I mean, the bottom line is, look at these people. They don't have any marketable skills. They're not the best and the brightest. They're laborers, and now they're competing for jobs and competing for work, competing for money with people, that a couple hundred years ago they owned.
And
And they're like, "Hey, this sucks. I should if I still owned you, I wouldn't have to do any of this, and I'd be rich. We should go back to that."
well, let's
See,
be honest. These poor ass people who are claiming this wouldn't be able to afford slaves to begin with. They act like every
that's true,
single
too.
goddamn person had a slave 200 years
Well,
ago.
and that
250
goes
years
back
ago.
to the so-called American dream. There's no poor people. There's just temporarily displaced millionaires. They think that they would be
Like slavery
rich.
goes back to the beginning of time. Of course, in recent
Right.
history, it was African Americans, and that becomes so bad. But slavery, you go back forever. Fucking the Romans had
sure.
slaves; they weren't black; they were just prisoners of war.
Exactly.
So,
Well,
and not
I don't know if it's about slavery as much as it's about not viewing other races as equals. You know
No,
what I mean?
it's about jealousy. It goes back to what I was saying.
I know. I wish I was
you know,
black. I
they
wish I had a
want-
huge cock.
There's a great Ralphie May joke. He goes, I'm half black. I didn't get the big dick, just the bad credit.
Oh.
And see, that's what I find funny. Like, that's just to go
Right.
back to the stereotypes and all that shit. He's not saying, "Oh, those N words have bad credit."
right.
Yeah,
But,
so I think we all agree. It's like,
Yeah, no, it's jealousy. They want, the world has passed them by. There's not union car manufacturing jobs anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those jobs are gone. They're never coming back, and they haven't adapted to keep up. And so there's this huge population in this country, and I guess in other countries, other developed countries, of manual labor, and they're getting to a point where they're literally struggling to survive. They can't afford rent, they can't afford food, they can't afford all these things. And it's jealousy. And you have a target that you can look at and blame for your problems. And then you have political parties who, since the beginning of time, going back, like you said, to Romans and whoever else, who have utilized that scapegoat to stay in power and keep you oppressed.
I do
It's
love
so
though
different.
that they love, like, the hardcore racists love using that whole Confederacy and thing as like their whatever
Yeah.
their up when again, I you just want these people to like actually read history. Like the Civil
I
War
would like them
wasn't.
to actually be able to read.
That's true.
Baby steps. Vinny,
Again,
baby
this
steps.
isn't like a history fucking thing, and I know we didn't want to get too political here because people have all different opinions. At the end of the day, we're just fucking gamers. But the Civil War wasn't even really all about. Everyone thinks Civil War was about slavery. It was much bigger. And slavery was part of it, and it came. The biggest thing out of it was Lincoln freeing the slaves. But it wasn't even like slavery wasn't even like the main thing of it. It was because the North was becoming all industrial, making a shit ton of money, and the South was just farmlands. They weren't making enough money and shit like that, and that they couldn't take the taxation and all that shit. Robert E. Lee almost was the general for the North. Like I wish people would like read. Like they think fucking it's all about slavery. It really wasn't. And I hate to
about
say it, but
money.
Abraham Lincoln might have not even fucking freed the slaves if the North wasn't losing the fucking war. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't want to get into a Civil War
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
conversation
different-
just because there's so many things, but there were the precipitates to the war. You're right; it was more complicated than just slavery, but there is this narrative that's out there that it wasn't about slavery, but slavery was like 80%. Because when you look at the articles of, or the not the Articles of Confederacy, that's the Revolutionary War. Sorry, when you look at the Articles of Secession from the Confederacy, they specifically enumerated slavery multiple times. So to them, that was big because that was the basis of their
Making
entire
money.
economy.
Yeah. Because it was all farms when the North was building
Right.
factories and mass producing. And yeah, I didn't mean to make it sound like slavery, to belittle slavery and make it sound small, like part of the Civil War. It was huge. I just meant like these people act like that was the only thing that was happening during the Civil War there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's I guess we should move on from that.
Let's talk about
this is a
iPhones
very
now.
this is a very deeper show than we normally do. We're we got
You
some
said
heaviness.
deeper.
I know.
That's right. We got to get the dick joke in.
Yeah.
Joe says, for being Vinny's sounding pretty smart tonight. I mean, it's a little bit of an act.
College educated illiterate. I mean, it's
I
just,
am. I say it all the time. I mean, I do have some smarts to me. I do play up myself a little bit for the show. I'm a wrestler. I enhance my
yeah. Turn yourself up to 10.
turn myself up to 10. I have been deep before. A lot of people say that to me too. It's like, dude, I didn't know you can get so deep because how I act a lot. I'm like, yeah, I actually have thoughts in my head. When like I'm a loser, I don't go out a lot. Like so, when I'm not streaming, I just read. And I'm not talking just fiction too.
Yeah,
Like I'll read just history stuff. I literally read I read the history of the United States military uniforms for whatever reason. Took me like 2 hours. I read a fucking giant article on it. I get lost in shit like that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Let's move on. We got into N-word stuff and all that bullshit.
We covered a lot.
We did.
Today.
Well, let's close it out by talking about the big announcement as far as smartphones go. Apple held their conference. They announced the Series 3 Apple Watch. I'm just going to run through it real quick. Series 3 Apple Watch, the new Apple TV, the iPhone 8, and the iPhone 10. Now, starting with like the little thing, the watch, I was kind of pissed because I just bought a fucking Series 1 watch for $300 and the price is dropping to fucking $250 next week. So I'm fucking pissed. So I missed out on $50.
I bought see, I learned my lesson. I bought the iPad 3, which was the new iPad that came out in, I don't know, May or something or whatever year that was. And September they came out with the and it was the all new iPad. The all new iPad, and then 4 months later they came out with the iPad 4.
Well, I should have known better because every September there is a new one. They should have realized there was an Apple Watch. I didn't even think about it.
I didn't know that. I was in the Android ecosystem for years before that. I just gotten an iPhone, and I really liked the iPad, so I was going to get one, and I didn't realize that it was that clockwork.
I don't know why. Because you know what I mean. Once I decide I want something, I have no fucking patience. I am the worst. What?
I dropped my phone and made it.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell was that?
So I was like, let me get the Apple Watch. Just paid $300 for it, and next week it's be $250 when it launches. The Series 3 seems cool. I don't know how familiar you guys are with smartwatches. It's going to be like the Series 3. It's going to have the GPS, but now the Series 2. I'm sorry, and this is the Series 3. You can actually going to be able. It's going to have cellular now, so you can actually have your phone at home. I know Android kind of already does this, but you're going to be able to hook it up so you can leave your phone anywhere. You can get messages. You can talk.
I was going to ask you about that because we were talking about that here the other day, looking at smartwatches, and so prior to this, it had to pair with your phone, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
I mean, I can
I
answer calls, I can make calls, I can talk with my watch, I could do all that shit, but it still had to be connected Bluetooth. I mean, I was using my phone for directions the other day, and I have a thing in my car, and I had my phone on the GPS, it was on the whatever phone holder, and it was like, oh, make a right here. And actually it worked because I wasn't paying attention because I don't use the Audible because I hate that bitch's voice. And I wasn't paying attention. I thought I had to get off at a different exit. All of a sudden, my watch is going off like a motherfucker. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I flip it up, and it says, I got to get off this exit. I was like, oh, shit. I would have drove right by the exit because I wasn't paying attention. So that actually worked. So it does pair like that. But the new one, you can leave your phone at home completely, and you have everything, GPS. And if you're very active, that's what Apple's selling it on. It reminds you to breathe. You can take your heart rate now with the new iOS update, which I'll actually get for this. You can have your heartbeat or whatever, your heart rate always on. It can detect if you have a heart irregularity or whatever, shit like that. Arrhythmia. Yeah, I mean it's good for activity. You know, the normal shit like the steps and all that bullshit.
Yeah, it's like a Fitbit.
Yeah,
it has Fitbit.
It has all that basically. Yeah. So, I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's waterproof and stuff. I mean, is it worth the money? Probably not. Am I pissed that I just fucking lost out on $50 because I didn't want to wait 2 weeks? Yeah. But other than that, the Apple TV they announced it's going to have all 4K streaming and all that bullshit, all that good stuff. The price wasn't bad. It was like $150, and I liked my Apple. I got it for my mom, and it's pretty cool. She likes it a lot, and I got the old version. And this one, if you have a 4K TV, I think it's definitely worth it. The 4K streaming and all that shit, and all the movies 4K, all that bullshit. But the biggest news we're talking is the new phones.
iPhone X and 8.
Yeah, 8 is basically the iPhone 7.1.
Yeah, it's like they usually do. It's a moderate upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was even more moderate this time I feel than just going from because they didn't release a 7S.
So I was gonna say it would be like
basically the 7S. They're just calling it 8. They have the wireless charging. They added a little bit better camera. Other than that, But that price was ridiculous. The Plus,
Yeah, it's like
$7.99. It's, and you know what's crazy? These companies, because all these phone companies are doing it. They're no longer giving you. Remember, like you'd have an upgrade, and the phone would be $500. Yeah, but then if you got the 2-year contract, it costs you $200 or something like that. They don't fucking do that anymore. You got to pay the phone outright.
Yep.
It's fucking crazy.
They want you to sign up for the upgrade plan, the upgrade every 2. So it's like a car payment. You know, you're paying $32 a month forever. You know?
And you have to trade in your old phone to get the new phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like in T-Mobile, it's called Jump.
Yeah.
So like, and I was looking at the S8, the Android Galaxy S8.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was at the store the other day, and I'm like, I don't want this, but I need a new phone, so I'm going to get the S7. Which is so much cheaper, and you know, I didn't see the reason to get the S8. It's got like curves.
Well,
in
the case of Apple, it's like $100 price difference. They get you. Tara needed a new phone. She was on a 5, and you know, she legitimately needed a new phone. It was not working anymore. It'd been dropped too many times and all that. And we went to get a new phone. And it's like, well, you can get the 6 for, I think it was $550, or you can get the brand new 7 at the time, you know, for $50 more. And it's like,
oh, I see.
You know, the price, the whole thing, it's a scam, man. It's such a scam. I'm probably going to go, I might go back to Android when I switch up my phone, because Apple can kind of get fucking bent at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that leads us to like the X $1,000 edge to edge. What I think was kind of cool was it's about the size. It's about
my laptop didn't cost $1,000.
Yeah. It's about the size of the other phones, actually a little bit smaller, but the screen size is just as big as the Plus because of the edge to edge. Getting rid of the home button, all that good stuff. Is it worth $1,000 now? It's just not. They're using the facial recognition software, which is kind of cool. It is kind of first. As someone who works in the casino industry, and you think facial recognition is something that's every casino has in present, it's not. It's actually a lot more complicated than you think.
Sure, yeah.
It's more government related for the real shit. So the fact that you can't fool it with a picture, like the Android kind of has something similar, but you can. They're already fooling them with pictures and masks. You can't do it with the Apple one.
They're using infrared.
It is that is a little bit impressive, considering it's now on a phone.
Impressive, but
$1,000? No. What it is they couldn't do the Touch ID anymore because they got rid of the home button because they can't get the screen to work, which Android can't either. They can't get the screen. They can't get the screen to do the fingerprint thing. So they had to go. So we have to come up with something new. So they decided to go facial recognition. And I mean, it's kind of cool. I love on stage. I watched it live. The guy on stage, he goes, "Let me show you how it works," and he went to go do it and wouldn't unlock. It didn't work. He had to go to the backup phone, and then after they used the backup phone, it worked fine. You know, it's cool. It won't unlock. You can hold the phone right up to you. It won't unlock if you're looking the other way. You have to make eye contact with it. Supposedly, it changes based on if you grow, your hairstyle, your beard, makeup, any of that stuff. It shouldn't matter.
Why do we need this shit?
Because they got rid of the home button.
They got rid of the home button.
They created a problem, and then they solved the problem that they created.
And it's them trying to get away with buying the security thing. They said it with the fingerprints. Their numbers were 1 in every 50,000 people could get into your phone with the fingerprint. With the facial recognition, it's 1 in every million. And they said you can use it now for the Google Pay to confirm. You know, I never even used the tap thing yet, which the watch does it too. I have yet to use it because I haven't seen any place that does it. I don't go to Starbucks or anything.
Well, my wife uses that all the time.
Yeah, I don't go to
Samsung Pay, and the only reason she uses it is because you get points, and the points can turn into gift cards. So, and there's no cost to using it, so it's like, okay, fuck.
Well, that's what I want to know is if can I pair it when you turn it on and you pair it with your face? Can it work on your dick? So can I have to take my dick out every time I want to unlock my phone? Yeah, Starbucks. They're like, listen, I'm not trying to be all sexual crazy or whatever, but I need to unlock my phone. Just whip my dick out and just.
Yeah, but do you have to do it in the same? If you took the initial picture when it was soft, do you have to do it? Soft.
No, fuck that. Yeah, dude. If I'm
gonna start jerking.
Yeah, if I'm gonna pair my phone. If I'm pairing my phone with my dick, it's gonna be full on rage and hard on. It's gonna be full. Yeah, I'd be like, I need coffee. Hold on, I'm just gonna
Well, it's
fucking
why
get all hard.
his home screen's gonna be just like a huge pair of tits. It's gonna
Yeah.
get started.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna get
Lock
hard
screen.
in Starbucks to unlock my guys. I'm not trying to. Please don't call the police. I just need to unlock my phone. I need to pay for this coffee, and just
What's in a
accidentally
fingerprint?
fucking.
The worst part about it is, wouldn't be the first time some dude was jacking off in
Yeah.
line at Starbucks. They'll be like, "Oh, we got another one."
And blamed it for unlocking his phone, and then I'm gonna come right over the desk. Just. Oh my god! Now I can't. I didn't take it. I didn't unlock fast enough. Now I gotta wait.
Extra cream in your coffee.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
Now I gotta
You gotta
wait
have-
5 to 10
It's a
minutes.
refractory period.
You got to use Viagra to unlock your fucking phone.
Yeah. Anyone got
No,
a bad hanger?
imagine instead of a fingerprint, it was a penis print. See, there you go.
Does your
phone.
penis have
I
detectable?
think somebody tried that. It didn't work. I seem to
Yeah.
recall reading an article that they're like, "No, it has to be your finger."
Me being the germaphobe I am, I don't want to put my penis on my phone constantly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Do you know where that phone's been? Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Up to my face. So
That's
put
how
your
you get-
penis up your face, basically.
That's how you get herpes. But yeah. Anyway, they switched the OS. Supposed to come out next week. Pre-orders for the 8 go on sale Friday and launches the 22nd. The 10 they did there was tons of rumors saying that they're having trouble with production. That it doesn't go on pre-order till October 27th for November 3rd release. You know what I find funny is the $9.99 price tag. A lot of it is, they said, because of the glass, the super hardcore glass is the
Gorilla
same one
Glass?
Samsung uses for their phones, but Samsung also makes the glass, so they weren't cutting Apple any deals.
Nice.
Oh.
So
Well, after
that's
Apple sued the fuck out of
Yeah.
them. Why would they cut him a deal?
because Samsung's new phone is like $850 or something like that, and this one's $1,000. But
You
it's
can go
weird.
over to Staples or fucking Office Depot, and they'll put that liquid armor on your phone. I mean, I don't
You'd
see
think
the
Apple
point.
would just create their own glass at that point.
I don't know. Not that that's like the full price difference, but that didn't help. I don't know. I still have my iPhone 6. I've had iPhone since the 5. I was Android before that. I am Apple's key demographic because I am just too lazy to go back to another operating system, and I have everything paired up to Apple with now the watch and then my iPad and all that good shit. It's like I don't want to go back and have to remember how to use Android OS.
Somebody handed me an Android
So
phone
easy.
the other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't like it, and it's not that much different, but it's just different enough. I couldn't remember where anything lived.
And
But-
me being me, I don't want the 8. I was gonna wait. I was gonna get the 8 if the 10 wasn't really gonna do it. It's gonna be like a Nintendo Switch. It's not worth the money for the content, and I'll
But
end up
he's gonna
fucking
buy
buying
it anyway.
I'll put that
I
bitch on a
think-
credit card.
I think I'm on the 6.
Yeah, I'm on the 6.
And the 6. The 6 and the was the first time they did the 6 Plus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm on the 6, and then I have the iPad 3, and my phone's fine. It's not. Well, we'll see what happens after the iOS update if it
Yeah.
starts fucking being slow as shit. But my iPad is definitely getting towards the end of its
If you have the 3,
operating system lifespan,
yes, because mine's
And
the
I'm-
4, and it's barely
right?
handle it.
And so I'm almost at a point where I'm having simultaneous obsolescence, and I'll have no problem. Especially for me, like on the iPad, all I do is watch Netflix and Twitch on it, and you can get the fucking Amazon tablet for $50. It's on
Yeah.
sale all the time.
Oh, really?
They're selling it at a colossal loss because they have their own, Chris. They have their own ecosystem.
Mhm.
It's an Android operating system, but it's got an Amazon overlay. And it's basically designed to sell you Amazon stuff all the time.
Sure.
But for $50, or even you get the big one for $80, that's still a hell of a lot less than the $400, $500, $600, depending on which one you get, that the iPad costs.
If you're
Yeah,
just
that's
using
right.
it for shows, then it's worth it. Basically, it's not going to be super fast. It's not going to
Right.
be a crisp display. But if it's just something you want to watch for shows, some quick internet surfing, they're fine.
Yeah. Well, and I'm Chromecasting it. I'm not watching it on the tablet, except like at lunch, I'll watch Vinny play games when I'm on my lunch break. But other than that, I'm sending it to the TV anyway. So
Dude, I have a Galaxy Tab A. It's probably pretty old. And man, this tablet is the best computing device that I've bought. I am so happy with this thing because I take
Yeah.
it everywhere. And see, look, I'm watching Us.
I think my dad's got that same one. Those were pretty cutting edge at the time.
It's really good. I love it. And you know, I've never been as happy as I have been with this, you know, device. I just love it. I take it everywhere. Well, in the house and stuff. So
And you're on T-Mobile, right?
I'm on T-Mobile.
See,
It's
the
not
reason
the best network, but
no, it's not. But the reason I got out of Android is because I'm on Verizon, and Verizon puts so much bullshit on those Android phones. There is so much bloatware that, like, the day you bring your phone home, if you want it to work right, you have to jailbreak it, and you have to clear it, and you have to put a different a different version of Android on there because
Oh.
they freaking just you have no space. They put so many apps on there that you can't delete that there's no memory left.
yeah,
You know
I
what I
have
mean?
some
It's
apps I can't
horrible.
delete. It
Yeah,
pisses me
so
off.
that's
Like,
why
just
I
let me get rid
left.
of it.
Right. Well, that's why I left Android because Apple didn't have so much of that. You didn't have Verizon didn't put anything on there. You didn't have any Verizon apps. But now Apple is putting so much of their bullshit apps on there that you're having the same problem. So,
I don't
but
know.
it's a lot easier to jailbreak a Android. So,
And I don't. Is the price difference really all that much now? I mean, yeah.
No.
All the phones are ridiculous, but when you think about it, if you were to get the new, what's the Samsung S8? That's the top one, right?
Sure.
That's $850 right there.
is it really?
Yeah, I mean, so it's not like Apple. It's $1,000 is fucking ridiculous, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's not like they're fucking.
Right. It's not that far off.
It's not that far off. The 8
Right.
is iPhone 8 is 800. The thing is, I had the 6 and I have upgrade every 2 years like normal contracts do. And I didn't get one last year because it would have been the 7 because I had it going so that I didn't care about the S's because they were just I wanted the bigger upgrade. So
Right.
I went from 5 to 6 and I was going to go 7, but then I was like I read all the rumors that the next year they weren't going to do an S, they were going to go straight to the 8 or the and then I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'll just hold on to this phone for another year. It's not killing me. And I'll go to the 8. The phone's been fine. The batteries isn't great. It's not going to last much longer. I go through a charge every day. Easily, half a day. I am getting some dying pixels, so I do need a phone. As much as I want the X, not that I want the X that much, but as much as I want to upgrade, $1,000 at launch. I'm trying to think. That would be October, right before Christmas. So that's $1,000. Then there's all Christmas, and then I'm moving to another apartment, so I need to buy fucking some extra furniture. Do I wait until next year? I don't think. As much as I was really excited to get a new phone, that price tag, I don't think I get the phone.
Dude, you get your furniture
Launch.
for less than that freaking.
That's a month's rent for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's crazy about, well, I'm not even want to get into furniture. Fucking Amazon. But, with the not doing Prime's the one I want. Everything else is Prime, but the one I want, that's a good price and good rating. Can't get Prime, so I gotta pay $80 in shipping.
Oh,
On top of $60 in cash. It's like, dude, it's gonna be a fucking $500 thing. Fucking expensive. I just want something cheap, too, because I'm not gonna use it that much. I need it for a company and fucking.
fuck.
What are you talking about? A couch or something?
Yeah, I need to fuck on a couch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what's interesting about furniture? Like everyone says go to IKEA or whatever. But when you go to IKEA and you look at the prices, their prices are not better than like say an Ashley, and it's way lower quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
You're
like
actually
IKEA.
you're actually better just going furniture shopping and looking around and comparing, getting us their shit goes on sale all the time. Just comparison shopping, and they're all commission salespeople, so you can usually work a deal and you can get some nice furniture for way less than you would think.
Dude, I just got 2 leather couches for $200.
There you go. Was it from Craigslist?
No, it's from a friend actually.
I won't do Craigslist.
Well,
Yeah, I
an
want to.
acquaintance.
Not for furniture.
Wait,
An
is this
acquaintance.
also somebody you're doing business with? Are you paying her to be nice to you as well?
No, it's a woman through Ona's job. So, and then they're moving or something, and it's got like a ding or two in it. But man, I've always loved leather furniture. It feels just so nice.
It does. It feels nice. It
feels
feels
right on your penis when you rub it between the cushions.
No, because it gets stuck with the sweat. I mean, every time I've ever fucked on a couch, I can't. I mean, once you get up, because the greatest fucking position on a couch is you sitting down and the girl get on top of you and ride you, so you're face to face and you sucking on the titties and all that bullshit. And but then once you get all sweaty and you finish, you come, you do whatever. She gets up, but then you go to get up, and your
I
skin
like how it's
fucking.
not when she's like finished and coming; it's when he's finished and coming. And you
I mean,
get
what the
up.
fuck?
Well,
What
it's
the fuck? You want to
impossible
sit
to
on my dick?
continue after that point.
I mean, it's
That's
not
true.
impossible. It's not impossible. I mean, I've gone
It's
through
just different.
At
coming.
my age, it's fucking impossible.
I've gone straight through. Before I've gone straight through plenty of times. Most of the time I go straight through because that 30 seconds is not going to make her come back. So I just need to. I'm like, you don't need to stay
That's a
hard.
persevere.
Just stay heavy. I don't just enough. Just give her enough that she can go up and down a little bit. Anyway, so she gets off, but then when you get up and that leather sticks to your fucking skin, oh, it hurts.
I have to
I guess I
isolate
won't
that.
fuck on the couch. I got one of those box beds from Tuft and Needle. I don't know if they're local here. If you guys have ever heard of them,
I never heard of him.
but
Yeah.
it's really really good. It's not like a mattress firm. It's like they mail you the fucking bed. Like they have a showroom that you can go to, whatever. And the
Mhm.
great thing is, like, they mailed us a bed, and it inflates over time. It's like a foam type stuff.
Oh,
that
memory
expands.
foam?
Yeah, kind of. And ours didn't go as, like, it was a couple inches short, which is a story of my life. But we told them,
No, it's the story of Ona's life.
oh yeah, right. So we told them, we're like, hey, this is. And they're like, okay, fine, keep it, do whatever you want with it, donate it. We're gonna send you a new one. So
So
basically,
you
I got-
kept it. Now you got 2 beds or 1.5
Yeah.
beds.
yeah, exactly. Well, I have them stacked on top.
Because Kristen, I knew I was gonna say you stacked it. Chris didn't donate shit.
No. But it's comfortable as shit. But yeah,
I mean-
beds, furniture, awesome.
Nice. All right, gang. I think that's it. I think we're gonna wrap up. We went pretty long. We talked a lot of stuff. We did like a legit, real show with less.
Holy fuck!
Like, there
After
was-
all this time.
We did do some. There was some shenanigans, but we actually did a legit. What we thought we were gonna do, where we talked about the news from the week. We finally fucking did it.
I don't know how I
Congratulations.
feel about
You're
it.
you're welcome for putting all of those articles in the Discord again
Thanks, Banks.
Thank
for the
you.
second week in a
No,
row.
I mean, I added ideas, just not articles.
I'm just giving you shit.
We all know what I did.
Chris didn't contribute shit. Like, he never does. No,
We're doing the show here. Chris never contributed anything.
actually,
Except
no.
for his jizz chin.
He posted a Twitter feed about a titty streamer, which we never got
That's
to.
right. Which we never
That's
got
what
to.
he contributed. You did articles. I just threw out some ideas. I was like, yo, this conference, and then the phone and all that shit. And I did the Nintendo. That's about it. But guys, thanks everyone for hanging out. Give me some plugs. Chris, what is going on with you this week? And plug away and do your thing.
I don't know if I'm going to stream this week, but you could always follow my channel, Mr. Christopher. You can follow me on Twitter, Mr. Christopher. That's it. That's all I'm going to let you come and see. And follow me, and I love you. That's what I got.
You don't know if you're going to stream, but follow my channel.
Yeah, follow my channel.
I mean,
I
I
need
need
the
to follow.
notifications,
Fantastic.
the live notifications, and
That was
eventually your phone
fantastic.
will go off, and I'll be streaming.
If you want to see
There you
some
go.
bean hype, Mr. Christopher.
But only if Stacy's there, because she's the only one that does it.
I always forget.
I do too.
Do one right now. Bean hype.
Being hype,
All
do
right.
it. Being hype.
I tried to do it like episodes ago, and you're like, "That's your fucking stream." But
Yeah,
all
whatever.
right, so
yeah,
this
but now
is-
it was our idea, not your idea. So.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't even have anything to drink. This is gonna.
You
suck.
don't need something to drink.
This one's either coconut or spoiled milk.
Please be spoiled milk. Please be spoiled
Jeez,
milk.
I wanted to throw up live on the talk show.
Coconut.
God
Oh,
damn it.
well, I'm a mod. Being hype, do it again. Just, you know what? Dump the whole box in your mouth.
Yeah, at one time.
Well, then I won't have any more beans.
I gotta
apologize to those listening. Punch. I apologize, to Wine Punch, who listens to the podcast.
I know a couple of people who
And,
listen.
Do you?
I gotta find a bean hype box that's all just shitty ones and send them.
I know, right?
What is it? What is it?
I got another white one, and this one's
First,
spoiled
he swears he
Oh,
had
you
a
got the
pokey
spoiled
one once.
milk. Ugh. This is
All
what
right.
you see on my channel. I fucking eat beans, and I make a face, and I act like I'm. No, I don't act like I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
And you hear
I have to
chicken. You hear chickens
Yeah.
fucking in the background.
You do hear chickens fucking in the background.
God, I have
That's
nothing
true.
to fucking drink. End the show. So like,
Swallow.
Now you know what it feels like. Now you know what your wife goes through.
That definitely does not happen.
All right, Bangs, throw some plugs out there.
All right. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitch at Just Bangs and on Twitter at Heel Bangs. So this is live on a Wednesday, so this Friday will be my next stream, and we're going to stay up all night drinking and playing the original Legend of Zelda.
What?
Nice.
Yep.
I gotta see that.
I don't know how late all night's going to be. I'm an old man. It may not be all night, but
Well,
for
you're-
definitely a good while.
You're 3 hours behind, and I have a wedding Friday, so that might work out when I'm drunk and need something to watch and jerk off to.
I'll definitely be on. Yeah, with the time difference, I'll definitely be on. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. What?
It took you long enough, man.
You know what's funny? So I was just as an aside, yesterday I was streaming and we were finishing up Kirby like we talked about, and Siege was there and he was trying to get me to be a titty streamer, and we were just sort of joking back and forth, and then he donates $5, and I'm like, well, fuck. So I stood up and started unbuttoning my shorts. I thought for sure it was going to get clipped and be like viral, but it didn't happen.
I mean, you should still clip it.
Well, if the VOD is there,
it's still there. It's still there. I just haven't had time to go back and do anything with it.
Fucking Siege, I haven't seen him in fucking forever.
I hadn't
well,
seen
he was
him in a
here at
while
the
either.
beginning of the show.
That's true. He was. Yeah.
Oh.
He's got a lady though. He's getting married, or no? I think he got married actually.
What?
So
He doesn't even fucking stream anymore.
So he doesn't stream. He's barely on Twitch.
I remember he was talking to some girl with like one leg or some shit like that.
Oh no, I don't think that was real.
But
yeah, so we're gonna play Legend of Zelda, and we're gonna drink probably a lot of gin because I don't think I have any scotch left. So that'll be the plan.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, gang, you can find me right here at Vinny Bay Donuts. Every Wednesday we do this show 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, where we do this. We just talk bullshit and love each other. For regular streams here, I don't know what we'll be playing next stream for me. Part of me just wants to keep going, but I stream for like 5 hours today. I'm not doing it. I need to relax. But tomorrow we'll probably be doing a late night stream, 12 a.m. Maybe jump into Dead by Daylight. I had a lot of fun playing that the other day. I love getting into a dark mindset playing that game. And then there won't be a stream Friday or Saturday, probably Sunday. We'll jump back on it. Maybe not Sunday. Sunday football day. We might take 3 days off. I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated. We are doing a donation goal on my channel. I am going to plug that. I know I feel like a piece of shit asking for money, but it's a donation goal. We decided to do it today. It's for $300.
I was there.
We already have $42 worth to the goal. It is for hookers and cocaine. I have a donation goal for $300 for hookers and cocaine. We're already up to $42. So if you're in a giving mood, know all the money will go towards me getting high and getting my dick sucked.
For $300, are you going to go for like a really good hooker and mediocre cocaine, or really good?
No,
cocaine and a
good
really
cocaine.
shitty hooker?
Good cocaine, shitty hooker, because I'm going to be high, so who the fuck cares? Then again, I mean, if we raise more than the goal, I can always upgrade. But that was a Raw Joe's thing. He asked me to plug it because he wants to see that bar filled, so I decided to plug it. I also have an Amazon wish list because I'm a titty streamer, so feel free to buy me shit. I have edible underwear and man thongs and some other things on there. Feel free to check that out.
Who's the big D? Who's got the big D this week?
Who's the big D of the week? Let's go. Let me shake my titties.
I mean, it's Joe, right? It's got to be Joe.
Joe is always the big D of the week.
He's
the big D of the month.
We all love Joe. Joe is the best.
Yeah, the fact that he's still he went through a hurricane and he's still throwing fucking dollars at me. He's ridiculous. I told him today, if he ever comes up this way, I'm bound to suck his dick. I have no choice.
Yeah, that's right. You're contractually obligated.
I'm contractually obligated. But gang, that is going to do it for us. We did a long show today, boys.
Good times, though.
I hope you enjoyed it. Yep, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you're listening to the podcast, hope you enjoy it. Guys, do us a favor. Subscribe to the channel. It is free. Subscribing to the channel is like following on iTunes, Google Play. Let me link it right here in chat. We have, sorry. We have a website, banganddonuts.com. Go there. You can listen to all our previous shows there. As much as it's great listening there, please find us on iTunes, Google Play, subscribe, rate us, give us a review, be as honest as you want. It helps us out a lot. Again, that's free. When I say subscribe, it's not like Twitch subscribe. It's just that's how they call it. That's how they call their follows. You'll love the podcast form. I enjoy listening to the podcast over watching the video.
Yeah.
Guys,
You don't
thanks
have
for
to look at Chris as much.
Yeah, you don't have to look at Chris, and he barely talks. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Chris, thanks for soldiering through because we know you're not feeling good.
Yeah.
Bangs, we'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a pleasant night.
Good night.
Love
Good night.
yous.